Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Yvka.
We're a boat by the river, and we're building a boat by the river.
We're in southern Tasmania, and we've been building our boat Tarkine in the background for the last 2.5 years.
Yep. All Tas oak, hardwood, strip planked and diagonal with fiberglass sheathing. She's got laminated frames, laminated floors. The design is by Paul Gartside, and it's based on a Bristol Channel pilot cutter. We're having a Bermudan rig though, not gaff, for functionality and slightly easier when you're cruising. But the rest of the hull will look quite similar to the pilot cutters of old.
We started about 2.5 years ago, and we have made lots of pictures, but we haven't really made any videos yet. But we thought we might give it a go, show our friends and family and whoever else is interested what we've been up to. So after 2.5 years, we now have a hull that looks kind of like a boat. We're in a really nice shed, an old apple packing shed in Tassie, and we're here most days with our dog if we're not at work trying to make some money.
Yep. We work for money 3 days a week, and 4 days we spend on our boat working away like eager beavers.
And the end goal is that we'll have her finished hopefully in not that much longer. Maybe we're about halfway in time and labour, and then we'll go. The end goal is to go cruising, sail it from Australia back to Europe, stop lots along the way.
Yep. First we've got to finish it. Saga. We rent these sheds off Dave Golding. He's a boat builder himself and a furniture maker. He's had these sheds for 20 odd years now. They used to be for apple box making, so they'd make the boxes for packing apples, because we're in the apple aisle obviously in Tasmania. And he let us rent this space. We lived in the backyard in a bus for 2 years. We renovated a bus and lived in that, which was a bit of fun. An old Bedford bus from the 60s, I think. We spent 2 years in her, a couple of winters, and then at some point we sold her to help pay for more of the boat.
We started building the boat from scratch. We started with organising the shed and making workbenches. Then we built a big lofting table that we put high up from the ground because our dog Obi was still a puppy, and we didn't want his little dirty feet to go all over the lofting lines. The lofting table spread throughout almost the whole bay, and after we lofted out, we started building laminating a backbone, and then we made the moulds of the lofting table, and then we ran ribbons along the moulds to see if it all was fair and true. And then we laminated our frames against the ribbons in the boat, after which we strip planked her. So that was the first big part of the build.
Yep, still got the diagonals to go on, but it's a bit cold right now. It's winter in Tassie, and glue doesn't go so well. The epoxy doesn't enjoy it. We're getting, to zero at night, below zero some nights. It's just too cold. So we've been working a lot on the interior and the fit out, which we'll show some videos of. Getting that sorted, because we can do a lot of that without glue, without the epoxy. We both met on Europa, a Dutch sailing ship. She's a bark from 1911. And she sails all around the world, and I was on board as bosun. Yvka came on as a deckhand. We met up and clicked and sort of shared a dream of building a boat and sailing our own boat. We spent a few years, plotting and scheming, sailing around, and then at some point we had to find a place to build the boat. And I'm from Tasmania myself, so I had a few contacts with boat builders and people that I knew in sheds and areas, because that's the biggest thing, finding a space to build your boat can be very tricky, and you need it reliable. You can't have your landlord kicking out halfway through a build. It just becomes a bit tricky, relocating. It's a lot of effort and time to move halfway through a build. So we found a nice reliable shed here in Glen Huon where we could build our boat. I mean, Dave, our landlord, is not going anywhere anytime soon. He's pretty content with life down here, so we've got a good spot, fairly dry. Tarkine is 41 foot on deck. I think she's about 12.5 feet wide, 6 feet deep, 6 tonne of lead, and total weight of 16 tonne when she's in the water. We're not trained as boat builders. We jumped straight in the deep end with this project. We read a lot of books, did a lot of research, bits and pieces, but we'd never built a boat before. So it's been quite an adventure to get this far. And we thought it was time to start showing what we've been doing.
It's also one of these things usually people ask us, did you make a plan beforehand? Did you have your finances in order? Did you know how long it was going to take? Is it taking you longer than expected? I think when we started, we decided to not do all of those things because we kind of knew in a way that it was probably going to take longer than expected, and it was probably going to cost us more than you anticipate. So we decided to just give it a go and start and see how we would work it out. And we have managed so far to not really do quotes and time expectations, and just trying our best to do the job at hand with what we've got.
Day by day, week by week, I think, trickling along, slowly but surely.
But I think we're very confident that we will finish the project, just because we're actually having a lot of fun doing it, and a lot of fun seeing the boat progress and making up things.